The National Transparency Network, a coalition of civil society organizations and patriotic citizens, has demanded a thorough investigation into the financial activities of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) under the leadership of former group CEO Mele Kyari. Speaking at a press conference in Abuja, the group called for a special commission of inquiry to probe the $1.5 billion spent on Port Harcourt Refinery, which has yet to deliver refined products. The group expressed outrage over the reckless expenditure of $1.5 billion on the Port Harcourt Refinery, an amount equivalent to the annual budget of several African countries. They questioned the initial plan to rehabilitate 2 refineries, which was abandoned without justification, and demanded answers on where the funds disappeared to. The group, led by its national coordinator, Dr. Fabian Pialu, criticized Kyari's led administration for lack of transparency and accountability, citing false reports of mechanized completion despite the refinery's non-functionality.
On behalf of Nigerians, we ask these pertinent questions. What was the essence of this prodigious spending? Where are the contractors? Who pre-qualified these contractors? Can we see the audit trails of this project? Finally, what did Kyari's NNPCL leadership play in enabling or facilitating the regulation of duty against this nation called Nigeria? Perhaps even more alarming is the unresolved scandal surrounding the disappearance, or rather the misallocation of over 89 million barrels of crude oil to non-state actors. While many view this as a case of mismanagement, we see it as an enormous economic sabotage of the highest order. It is an undeniable fact that Nigerians deserve to know who authorized such transfers, who the beneficiaries are, and why no arrests have been made to date. The absence of accountability concerning this monumental loss is a disgrace to the status of leadership and a great threat to Nigeria's economic sovereignty. Furthermore, while Nigerians were still tending to the aforementioned wounds, the suspicious arrangement between the NNPCL and Matrix Oil have emerged as another issue needing urgent attention. This partnership, whose details remain elusive to the public, raises more questions, especially regarding the claim that Matrix Oil invested about $400 million in the ongoing refinery rehabilitation. The situation presents many questions that need urgent answers. Under what financial framework did Matrix Oil contribute this amount? What are the terms of payment or equity, if there is any? Did this partnership follow the provisions of the Procurement Act? What due process preceded this alliance?
The group also raised concerns about suspicious arrangements between the NNPCL and Matrix Oil, which invested $400 million in the refinery's rehabilitation without clear terms or benefits to Nigeria. They, however, criticized that reform without accountability is merely cosmetic and urged the president to act swiftly to address the situation. They call on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), the National Assembly, and the presidency to act swiftly and without delay to investigate and prosecute those involved in the alleged financial malfeasance. The group also believed that a proper investigation followed by judicial action will send a strong message that Nigeria is ready to conduct business within the parameters of accountability.
Such an investigation will serve as a deterrent to future corrupt leaders and help cleanse the rot embedded in the operations of our nation's public assets. The National Transparency Network therefore demands a comprehensive audit and prosecution as follows. 1. A forensic audit of all NNPCL financial transactions carried out in the last 5 years. 2. Open publication of the list of beneficiaries involved in the 80 billion barrels allegedly given to non-state actors. 3. A detailed report on how the $1.5 billion was spent on the Port Harcourt Refinery. 4. Interrogation and possible prosecution of Mele Kyari, dismissed board members and other NNPCL executive found culpable in this heinous act. 5. A legislative oversight hearing to ensure that the National Assembly maintains the highest transparency requirement for the newly appointed NNPCL board. It must be duly noted that this call is not driven by vendetta or vengeance. Rather, it is fueled by a burning patriotic desire to see Nigeria become a developed and prosperous nation that makes good use of its God-given natural resources through committed, transparent, and accountable leadership. The NNPCL, as custodians of our common patrimony, must never be allowed to operate like an individual property impervious to public scrutiny. Dear compatriots and fellow Nigerians, the time for silence is over. We cannot continue to watch our commonwealth being pillaged by a selected few. President Tinubu's administration has shown a genuine commitment to reforming Nigeria into greatness, and we stand firmly in support of his vision and agenda. Nonetheless, reforms without accountability is mere cosmetics. The new henchman, Engineer Bashir Bayo Ojulari, must be forewarned. The era of impunity is over.